Yo, what up guys, welcome back to Patch.
Welcome back.
Yes, and today we're going to be reviewing the Razer Acari hard mouse pad. And this is an ultra fast hard mouse pad and it is insane.
It's crazy.
Yes.
And for a lot of reasons too. There's a lot of things about this mouse pad that we got to get into today. So let's get right into it. So this guy comes in at a big boy price of 60 bucks.
Wow, that's insane.
And all right, I know what you guys are thinking. Look, it's a pretty small mouse pad, like comparatively. We've been using some big mouse pads, but this is still a good size, I feel like. I didn't really have any issues while I was gaming. I play at 800 DPI. I'm on 1080p resolution. I didn't really have any issues with like swiping off of the pad or anything like that.
No.
They advertise it as it's about the size of a 10 keyless keyboard, and they're right, horizontally, of course. Vertically, it's a little bit longer than that. I didn't have any issues with like my mouse falling off the mouse pad.
Nope.
But 60 bucks, definitely a big boy price for a hard mat. But
just listen to the review, guys. You guys are gonna want to hear this before you criticize the price point. And of course, we know 60 bucks is very, very expensive. So starting off with the bottom, of course, we have a rubberized texture. It doesn't feel like a typical.
doesn't feel like any of the other rubber.
Yeah. It feels a little bit more, I guess, quality. You know, and the texture feels nice. So I mean, of course, that's typical.
It's weird. I can feel. You feel the texture on the bottom and you're like, that's Razer. It's kind of weird how they...
exactly. So it's not going to be sliding around on the desk or anything. Of course, this is a hard mouse pad, so it's super thin. I'd say around like a millimeter or two thin.
Yeah, it's just under 2 millimeters thick.
Yeah.
And that was to provide at least a little bit of padding for the wrist, even though it's a hard mouse mat. They didn't want to kill your wrists on this guy, so it's not too bad. I wouldn't say there's much padding at all.
No, not really. Yeah, it's basically the same as the desk, this wooden desk. So you're not really gonna get any padding. It's not very comfortable on the wrist.
So there's no real need for edge stitching or anything like that. It's just an adhesive that attaches the hard mat to the rubber. And in between that, there's these nano beads that are on there.
We like nano beads.
Nano beads are
very much.
That's a good thing. It's completely flat on the surface because a lot of textured mouse pads, the issue is these sort of textures that are on there. It's so bumpy and it's so up and down that it causes you to get a lot of drag as you're moving your mouse. So it can be good for a more controlled experience. But with this, it found sort of a perfect balance where those beads are sort of flat at the top. It's perfectly level, and you just get crazy. Like look at that. Like you get crazy glides.
Did you guys just see that? I barely pressed it. It goes across the entire thing. Look at that.
It's like it's on ice.
Spin it. No. Yeah, exactly. Spin it. You guys see that?
It's insane.
That is insane.
Very seldom do you see us flip out on camera about a mouse pad, but this is one of those.
The fastest, quickest, smoothest feeling mouse pad I've ever felt, and I've felt a good amount of mouse pads, you know? And of course, we have a Razer logo, I guess on the top right, or you can put it on the bottom left if you want. It really doesn't matter. Also, this surface is waterproof, so I mean, if you drop water or whatever liquid, it just beads up and you can just wipe it off or kind of like, I guess, lift the mouse pad up. And then roll it off there, you know? So yeah. That's always good.
Which is a good thing. I mean, it means it's easy to clean, it's easy to maintain, and it's so fast, man.
Yeah.
Another thing about the top of this guy is it's an oleophobic coating. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it basically sort of protects it against like the fats and like sweat oil from your hands.
Yes, you're sweaty hand having people. You know
exactly.
What I'm saying?
So if you're sweating all over this guy, basically what that does is prevents that one area that you're really using your mouse pad on, because you'll notice that one area sort of slows down after a while. So it sort of prevents or at least holds off on that effect happening. So as far as durability goes, that does help with that for sure. And then it's easy to clean, of course, because it's a hard mat.
Yes. One thing I did notice though is that there are some fingerprint marks or smudge marks that are being left on the mouse pad. Like if I kind of, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it comes out on camera, obviously probably won't, but there are some smudge marks and we tried filming it, but it really but it was kind of hard to get on camera.
Yeah.
But we can definitely tell that there are some smudge marks, you know, like kind of on mice when your fingers are sweaty or whatever, and there are smudge marks on there. That's kind of what happens on this mouse pad, which kind of sucks, you know.
But at the same time, it doesn't affect performance. Like
No.
those smudge, like if you go over a smudge, you don't notice. Like
Nope.
that's
Nope.
It's a very minor thing.
Yes. Okay. And also on another thing, and also another note, for performance, this thing, like we said, is the fastest and smoothest mouse pad we've ever felt, right? So it obviously is not very controlled, and it took a little bit of getting used to, you know. So if you do a little flick, it kind of moves after you do that flick. And of course, like if you have a little bit of that muscle memory, as you flick and you go to your target, you click, right? So there wasn't really a huge like getting used to period, but I definitely noticed it moving a little bit after I was flicking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a little micro adjustment almost, but it's just your muscles. It's something you can't really help.
Yeah.
So it's something you get used to for sure. I got used to it after maybe like 10-15 minutes of using it, but obviously that's different for everybody. I would venture to say with every mouse pad that you buy, it's going to take an adjustment period. Even if you're going from cloth to cloth or cloth to hard, whatever it may be, it's going to take an adjustment period of just sort of feeling it out, getting used to it, and getting your aim back again.
And the mice that we've used, or that I used, was, you know, the Viper Ultimate, which of course has the PTFE feet, which is super fast. I also use my FK2 and the S2. The feet on my S2 have the stock feet. So just like that slower kind of regular mouse skates, and it was still insanely fast. Obviously not as fast as the PTFE, but you know, it was still insane.
Yeah, and then for example, so I was mainly using the Viper Mini because they advertise this as it excels with mice that have 100% PTFE feet.
Yes.
But I was using this with my G900, which is super worn down. They're just regular stock mouse skates, non-PTFE, and they're super worn down. I used that mouse for a very long time. This was before we started the YouTube channel. And it still was super fast. And I do have actually a clip we'll put up of me using that and gliding it across here. It's still crazy.
I mean, I just look at this, guys. Look at that.
Like,
it doesn't stop. You know, look at that. Oh my goodness. I don't think we can even do this on like another pad.
So the dimensions are the width of it is 420 millimeters by 320 millimeters high, and really it didn't pose an issue at all.
No. All right, so wrapping things up, this is one of my favorite mouse pads because I love to have a fast and quick mouse pad. It's super smooth.
Oh, yeah.
I am absolutely in love with it. Razer actually killed it. And if you're looking into getting a mouse pad that's extremely smooth and extremely fast and you don't really have a budget, then 100% get it. And I mean, $60 is expensive though.
It's expensive, but I'm gonna be honest, and I'm very cheap when it comes to my money. I don't really like to spend it on things, especially like a mouse pad. I would spend $60 on this.
Yes.
I would easily drop $60 on this, especially after I felt it. But you guys trust. This is insane. It's like nothing you've ever felt before.
Yes.
It's worth it.
So that's our review. If you guys do want to get it, we'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.